Consider the following formula. Which of the following statements is true for this formula? To solve this question, we're going to need to graph, and to graph, we'll have to label our axes in terms of A and B. Normally, I would tell you to label them based on what your cause and effect variables are. However, in this case, A and B can both serve as cause variables and vice versa. So it doesn't really matter which way you label it this time. I'm going to do A as my x-axis and B as my y-axis. And now we can start to find our intercepts. Our x-intercept is where y equals 0, or where b equals 0. So if I rewrite my expression, 9a equals 2b minus 45, I can go back and plug in 0 for b. Anything times 0 is just 0, so this will be totally gone, leaving us with 9a equals negative 45. 9 is being multiplied to a, so the opposite operation here is dividing both sides by 9, leaving us with a equals negative 45 divided by 9 is negative 5. And so our first intercept is going to be negative 5, comma 0. Then we need to find our y-intercept, where x equals 0, or in this case, where a equals 0. So when I go to rewrite my expression, I'll say 9 times 0 instead of 9 times a equals 2b minus 45. This will leave us with 0 equals 2b minus 45. Then opposite operations, we will add 45 to both sides. These will cancel, giving us 45 equals 2b. Then 2 is being multiplied to b, so the opposite operation is division. These will cancel, leaving us with 2 can go into 45. You can estimate 44. 2 can go into 44 22 times. And then to go into that one more, we would need 0.5. So 22.5 is equal to b, or the coordinate point 0, comma 22.5. Now I have plotted our two intercepts, one at negative 5, comma 0. That means I went to the left by 5 and down none. And then our second point, 0, comma 22.5, I went to the right and left 0, and I went up 22.5. So now we can take a look at our graph and analyze it to find our correct answer. If we look at our x-intercept, we can see that everything greater than this x-intercept has positive y values, and everything less than that intercept has negative y values. So we can say when a is greater than negative 5, b is positive. And then when a is less than negative 5, b is negative, and that will help us find our answer. So if we look at answer choice A, we see when the value of A is less than positive 5, which would be over here, B is positive. So let's find where that is on the graph. It would be right about up here. Less than would be everything to the left, and this is positive until we cross the x-axis or the a-axis, and then all of the values become negative. So it's not positive the entire time, making A incorrect. B, when the value of A is greater than negative 5, right here, B is positive. And this matches this statement perfectly. Everything greater than A equals negative 5 is positive in the B values. So that means answer choice B is correct. But let's take a look at why C and D are incorrect. C says when the value of B is greater than negative 25, which would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 down here, A is negative. So everything that is greater than this value. So let's take a look at all of our A values. We have some negative A values over here. In fact, let me do a better circle. All of these A values on this side of the y-axis are negative. But then we do eventually cross the y-axis and get positive A values. So the A values are not negative the entire time, and that makes C incorrect. D says when the value of B is greater than positive 25, sorry, not right on our intercept, a little bit above it, then A is negative. So again, everything above this point. And by now we've already crossed the y-axis because our y-intercept is right there. So we are on the positive side of the y-axis. This entire quadrant is nothing but positive A values, not negative A values, and that makes answer choice D incorrect. B is our correct answer.